Dr. King had at least 2 entry wounds of the jaw and the throat. Hospital attendants said there were 5 or 6 dime-sized wounds, something that we should know. Jerry Francisco found traces of powder burns in the autopsy that he wrote. George Joe Brown said the bullets in the gun were not the bullets in Dr. King. End of quote.
America has had over 30 years to come clean. Now here's the truth about who murdered Martin Luther King.
There were a team of Army snipers in Memphis that day, ready to take orders from the Green Berets. Invader infiltrator Mara McCullough worked for the CIA. The shot came from Raoul, not from James Earl Ray.
America has had over 30 years to come clean. Now here's the truth about who murdered Martin Luther King.
To get the shot from the rooming house, the rifle butt would have to be 6 inches into the wall. At the time of the shooting, Charlie Stevens was drunk from alcohol. The FBI used money and liquor to get him to say he saw Ray running in the hall. So the FBI held his story up so it wouldn't stumble, pass out, or fall.
America has had over 30 years to come clean. Now here's the truth about who murdered Martin Luther King.
Grace Walden proved the FBI star witness told a lie. She saw the man in the hall. It wasn't Ray standing before her eyes. So Mark Lane, she and Ray's lawyers almost caused her to die by planning to send her to Jim Jones to drink some cyanide.
America has had over 30 years to come clean. Now here's the truth about who murdered Martin Luther King.
The Mafia connection can be traced through Frank Liberto, who had a brother in New Orleans that connected to Carlos Marcello, who was a New Orleans mob boss, which is where Raoul and Ray would go. Liberto over the phone said shoot him on the balcony and go to New Orleans to collect your dough.
America has had over 30 years to come clean. Now here's the truth about who murdered Martin Luther King.
There were 2 that got out of Memphis, only 1 caught the blame. Joseph Crittenden put Jesse Jackson on his military plane. James Earl Ray got out of Memphis in a white Mustang. Jesse left Memphis to replace Martin and acquire some newfound fame.
America has had over 30 years to come clean. Now here's the truth about who murdered Martin Luther King.
Glenda Grabo said Dr. King and JFK were murdered by Raoul. James Earl Ray said the same. Some called him a fool. Grabo identified Raoul standing next to Oswald, which is a researcher's jewel, because as suspected, he used Oswald and Ray as patsies and tools.
America has had over 30 years to come clean. Now here's the truth about who murdered Martin Luther King.
They cut down the bushes in the middle of the night, so when the sun rose again, they were no longer in sight. That's tampering with a crime scene. That ain't right. They destroyed the shooter's nest and gave view of the rooming house before daylight.
America has had over 30 years to come clean. Now here's the truth about who murdered Martin Luther King.
Steve Coakley is an authority on these facts. If you seek more information, it's him you should ask. He researched Martin King's assassination for the truth and for blacks. He's black people's researcher that's sharp as a tack.
America has had over 30 years to come clean. Now here's the truth about who murdered Martin Luther King.